On the news at 3, federal government extends a student loan to skill programs and release. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control certifies paracetamol tablets in Nigeria end. Code of Conduct Bureau begins verification of public officers' assets. This is the news at 3. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ibigoni Kalio. Welcome. Do you love and care about Rivers State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube at Rstv Online, Facebook at Rstv Channel 22 Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Now, the people of Gukana local government area have declared their political support for Governor Siminalai Fubara for his visionary and uncommon leadership style in the state. Godspa Anele reports that the event themed Gukana is wholly and entirely simplified, organized by the People's Democratic Party Elders Forum, was attended by party members from across the 17 wards of Gukana at Bo headquarters.
Chairman, People's Democratic Party PDP Elders Forum in Gukana local government area, Elder Friday Bema, explained that the vision and mission of the state governor's solidarity meeting by the members of the party from the 17 wards of the council was to express their undiluted support to Governor Fubara's administration to attract more dividends of democracy in the state and Gukana in particular. Elder Bema described Governor Fubara as a visionary leader whose intention is to affect lives positively, promote peace in the state, encourage investors to operate, and provide socio-economic development across the state, among others. He noted that Governor Fubara, within his 7 months in office, has demonstrated good governance, particularly the 100,000 Naira Christmas bonus to the civil servants. Elder Bema maintained that Governor Fubara's leadership quality is taking the state to the desired promised land, adding that they have no intention to defect to any other political party and cannot be bought over, hence their unalloyed support for the governor.
We are so resolute. We are PDP and PDP shall win. This movement is like wildfire and Gukana cannot be left behind. We are joining the train. We are ensuring that Fubara is the governor and he remains the governor and the party leader of this state.
Former member representing Gukana at the Rivers State House of Assembly, Dr. Israel Mwelu, and the state vice chairman, People's Democratic Party in charge of Rivers Southeast, Dr. Field Nko, enjoined the public to rally around Governor Fubara, whose administrative prowess is geared towards changing the wrong narratives in the state.
Is the Joshua of our time. We voted for Sim Fubara as a party PDP. So Governor Sim Fubara must be allowed to do his work so that I can develop Rivers State.
Gukana people in our own spirit, and we are here united to say that we have a governor elected on the platform of PDP. Must we leave him and go to anywhere else? No.
There were goodwill messages at the event from Solomon Dibara, Chairman PDP Gukana, Dumeye Monde, Anthony Birebara, and Pauline Bikegre.
Sim has a lot of things for the people of Gukana. In the days to come, he will unfold a whole lot of developmental projects for us.
In Gukana, we discovered that PDP is the only party that can win election here in Gukana.
We were in Egypt, now we are in the promised land. Telling the women to rise up. Let's join our leaders to move PDP forward in Gukana.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
The Rivers State Police Command has apprehended 3 officers involved in the unlawful abduction and extortion of 2 young men. They are ASP Dobra Edonyabo, ASP Talent Mungo Police, and Inspector Ude Michael. A statement by the police public relations officer SP Grace Iringa Koko said the victims were arrested in Abia State, taken to Delta, Bayelsa, and River States, respectively, for alleged fraud by yet to be seen complainants and were extorted of the sum of $3,000, equivalent to 4,200,000 naira. According to the statement, the actions of the men were in clear violation of the law and ethical standards expected of members of the Nigeria Police Force. 2 of the officers have been issued with official queries, and the inspector has been slated for an orderly room trial, while appropriate disciplinary measures are being taken to address the grave misconduct. The extorted money has since been recovered and released to the victims on 18th January 2024. President Bola Tinubu has directed the management of the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, NELFund, to extend the interest-free loan initiative to Nigerian students interested in skills development programs. A statement by the president's spokesperson, Ajuri Ngalale, said the president issued this directive at the State House after a briefing from the executive secretary of the intervention program, Akintunde Soya. The statement said President Tinubu, emphasizing the need for equity and inclusivity in the management of the program, added that there is no compromise of government's commitment to the disadvantaged citizens of Nigeria. Soya, who had promised a loan application process with limited human interface, also told the president that the process will be technology-driven and would eliminate any possibility of maladministration in the program. He said NELFund has developed a robust risk mitigation mechanism to address potential risks that may arise from the program. Meanwhile, the executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Zaki Adedeji, said funding sources have been made available to ensure the smooth takeoff of the sustenance of the program. Federal government has stated its commitment to providing comprehensive rehabilitation for the 4 girls rescued from the Al-Qadriya family after enduring 2 weeks in the kidnappers' den. Minister of Women Affairs Uju Kennedy made this known after a visit to the rescued girls at a facility where they are undergoing medical treatment. She solicited that the girls be moved from their present school to another safer environment, while another should undergo her National Youth Service Scheme (NYSC) at the ministry, while commending the Army, police and other security agencies for their collaboration in the release of the girls. She expressed concern over incessant cases of kidnapping. The minister presented food, beverages, soap, noodles and sanitary items to the girls as a part of the preparatory plans for their rehabilitation after leaving the facility. Similarly, the federal government has said the education tax under the Federal Inland Revenue Service would serve as one of the funding sources for the recently established student loan scheme. This was as it detailed the conditions that an applicant must meet to qualify for the loan. FIRS Chairman Zak Adedeji, addressing newsmen after briefing President Bola Tinubu on the impending launch of the scheme at the Aso Rock Villa, said the scheme will be fully automated to ensure zero human involvement in the application and processing of the loans to applicants. Adedeji, who spoke alongside the Executive Secretary of the Student Loan Board, Dr. Akintunde Soya, said channeling the education task into the scheme was the administration's way of being accountable to Nigerian taxpayers. Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary of the scheme, Soya, who gave his first public briefing on the program, said eligible applicants would route their request through the loan app or website, affirming that the scheme would be devoid of human involvement. He itemized the application process, saying prospective candidates must avail their JAMB registration number, date of birth, national identification number, and biometric verification number, among others. He also affirmed that the loan would help to stem the dangerous journey undertaken by Nigerian youths across the Sahel to Europe in search of a better life. We'll apply the brakes, but just before then, do you love and care about Rivers State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube, at Rstv Online, and Facebook at Rstv Channel 22 Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Up ahead, US, UK launch of fresh strikes on Houthis in Yemen, and in sports, Mozambique rally late to send Ghana to brink of AFCON exit. Details of these and more, the flip side of the bulletin. Stay with us.
Government special announcement. This is to inform all Rivers State indigents that admission into the Nigeria Defense Academy NDA Kaduna has commenced and will end on 30th April 2024. All interested candidates are encouraged to visit the website at www.ndaapplications.net. That is www.ndaapplications.net for details of the application process. Please note that all applicants must select NDA as first choice in the year 2024 UTME exams. All local government, area chairmen and other stakeholders in the state are kindly requested to sensitize and mobilize their constituents. This is signed by Dr. Tammy Wenike Danagogo, Secretary to the State Government.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Good to have you join us again. Now, the Ogun State Police has warned motorists to desist from using vehicles that do not have a digitized central motor registry, an information service designed to curb car theft. Spokesperson for the command, Udutola Omolola, said the command would begin to arrest drivers and confiscate vehicles without the new ECMR. This warning follows the recent arrest of a driver allegedly with a fake registration number. The police said the investigation showed that the registration number belonged to a different vehicle in Lagos and not the Toyota Venza. The driver of the vehicle was said to have claimed that the registration of the vehicle was perfected somewhere in Mushin, contrary to the vehicle's registration details. The commander spokesperson warned that the police would no longer allow vehicles without ECMR to ply the state roads, noting that it is an information system aimed at enhancing the safety and security of all Nigerians. The first public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, had said that the initiative is a crucial step towards improving law enforcement capabilities and ensuring the also designed to make it impossible for stolen vehicles to be re-registered, adding a layer of security and discouraging criminals from engaging in such activities. It further disclosed that to register for the ECMR, individuals and corporate bodies can visit the official website at https://cmris.npf.gov. The Code of Conduct Bureau (CCB) has begun verification of political office holders and top government officials' assets in line with the agency's statutory mandate. Acting chairman of the Bureau, Murtala Aliyu Kankia, stated this while monitoring the ongoing verification exercise in Katsina State. He said the exercise would cover senior public officers, and civil servants, including permanent secretaries, directors general, directors, and other top officials of government establishments. According to him, the exercise is aimed at finding out the genuineness of assets declared by political office holders and other senior civil servants on assumption of office. Aliu Kankia added that the Bureau is working with sister agencies like EFCC, ICPC, to continue fighting against corruption in the country, and urged the stakeholders to support the exercise to enhance the fight against corruption for sustainable social and economic development of the country. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has certified that paracetamol tablets on sale in Nigeria met stipulated dosage standards and specifications in adherence with both national and international regulatory requirements. Disclosing this at a briefing to make public the findings from the comprehensive laboratory tests of paracetamol tablets in its WHO pre-qualified laboratory in Lagos, Director General Professor Moji Adeyeye described a recent report that nearly all paracetamol tablets in Nigeria were possibly underdosed as false and unscientific. Professor Adeyeye, who said NAFDAC will be taking action against the researchers, said this is a 100% pass rate for the full Compedia test result for the 20 samples of paracetamol tablets tested, explaining that paracetamol tablets from 13 different local manufacturers were sampled from Lagos and Abuja pharmacy outlets. She said the assay results contradicted the results of the published report circulated on social media, adding that the authors of the publication claimed they used the British pharmacopoeia tests procedure to carry out the test. According to her, the pharmaceutical manufacturing sector in Nigeria strives to maintain and enhance the quality of pharmaceutical products in Nigeria to align with NAFDAC's quality culture. The Israeli army says that 21 of its soldiers have been killed in Gaza, the deadliest day for Israeli forces since the start of their ground operation. Chief spokesman for the Israel Defense Force IDF, Daniel Hagari, said it is thought a rocket-propelled grenade hit a tank near to building they were in. He said the buildings exploded probably as a result of mines that Israeli forces had placed there to demolish them, but it is still investigating the details of the incident. Hagari said the incident took place in central Gaza, close to the kibbutz of Kisufim in the Israeli side of the border. He said the soldiers, all of whom were reservists, were involved in an operation to allow for residents of southern Israel to safely return to their homes after tens of thousands were evacuated after the Hamas attack on 7 October. Israeli President Isaac Herzog wrote on X that it had been an unbearably difficult learning about the extent of the death toll. Israel launched the war with the declared aim of destroying Hamas after waves of its gunmen killed 1,300 people, mostly civilians, and took about 240 others hostage in the unprecedented attack. The US, UK have conducted a fresh series of joint airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen, saying they were trying to protect the free flow of commerce. The Pentagon said the strikes hit 8 targets, including an underground storage site and Houthi missile and surveillance capability. A joint statement issued by the Pentagon confirmed an additional round of proportionate and necessary strikes against the Houthis. This is the 8th strike by the U.S. against Houthi targets in Yemen and the second joint operation with UK after joint strikes were carried out on January 11. Foreign Secretary Lord David Cameron told reporters that UK had sent a clear message and it will continue to degrade the Houthis' ability to carry out attacks. He said the Houthis' narrative that the strikes were related to the war between Israel and Hamas should not be accepted and that the UK wants a swift end to the conflict in Gaza. The joint statement said the strikes were carried out with support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands. On entertainment news, popular actor Ken Eriks visits Mr. Ibu as alien actor finally returns home after months in the hospital. Elizabeth Benjamin takes a look at this and other entertainment stories.
John Okafor, popularly known as Mr. Ibu, has finally left the hospital after he took ill and has had his legs amputated after being diagnosed with diseased blood vessels. His family had solicited funds from Nigerians to save his life as he had constant clotting of the blood in his leg as a measure of diseased blood vessels. One of Mr. Ibu's colleagues, Ken Eriks, a colleague of Mr. Ibu who visited the legendary actor, shared a video of him recuperating, hinting that he was now back from the hospital. Rema is one of the stars leading the exportation of Nigerian music through his songs, which has gained commercial success globally in another move to connect with international listeners. Rema is set to appear on the No King album of American pop star Jason Derulo. The Afrobeat star will join the superstars including Nicki Minaj, T.Y. Dolla $ign, French Montano, Quavo, Adam Levine, Edem Legend, and David Guetta, among other artists, and Jason Derulo's upcoming album. Teasers for the new seasons of 8 hit series Flossom, promising more in children drama ahead of the second season's debut next month. The teaser dives into the face of the female friendship group. The short clip unveiled Bisola Ayola, who plays Ifeyinwa, struggling in a new role as head of a company, and Ramat, played by Enidimma Okoji, getting self-divorce demands from her husband Udwak Baj Adebule, as well as Sharon Uja and Enado Odegezil to stand by their friends in hard times. Created and directed by Tola Odunsi. Flossom was the first release on November 10, 2022 and ran through till February 2nd, 2023. The second season will debut on February 12, 2024 on the new Showmax. Elizabeth Benjamin, Rstv Entertainment News.
And in sports, Mozambique's score of 2 goals in the stoppage time to hold Ghana to a 2-2 draw in the Group B clash at the Africa Cup of Nations, a result that likely spells the end of the tournament for the much-fancied West Africans. 2 penalties from Jordan Ayew had Ghana comfortably ahead and looking well placed to finish second in the group behind the Cape Verde Islands, but a late rally handed Mozambique share of the spoils. It was not enough for Mozambique, who finished bottom of the group but only behind Ghana on goal difference, and 2 points from 3 matches is not likely to be enough for Ghana to qualify for the knockout rounds as one of the 4 best third placed finishers. However, Ivory Coast has slipped to the brink of a humiliating exit from the Africa Cup of Nations as the hosts suffered a 4-0 thrashing by Equatorial Guinea in the final Group A game in Abidjan. Equatorial Guinea grabbed a surprise lead with the first real attack shortly before half-time. The underdogs made the Ivorians pay for their profligacy 6 minutes later as Pablo Garnett curled a wonderful free kick into the top corner. Meanwhile, Nigeria saw off Guinea-Bissau 1-0 in the group's other game to reach round of 16. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube at Rstv Online and Facebook at Rstv Channel 22 Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. That's the size of the bulletin for 3. There'll be more reports at 7:30. Keep it locked.